How to replace a spark plug on a 2013 Kia Soul. Fairly easy. This one here is a 1.6 liter, so you only need 4 spark plugs. Only tools you'll need is a 10mm and a 5/8 or an actual spark plug socket, which I do not have one, so I'm using a 5/8 to do this job. Now, you will have a cover on top of here. I've already taken mine off. It is held on by some ball pin tabs. And all I have to do is give a good firm pull upwards on it. Same thing with over here. Pull up onto it. Just kind of work right where the ball pin's at. So just pull up on all 4 sides and that will come off. And after that, you can access your spark plugs. And these are your ignition coils. You got 10mm here, 10mm there, another 10, another 10. Now I'm going to do this one at a time, therefore you know which one goes to where. Because if you put these in the wrong order, you're going to have a misfire and your engine's going to run rough. So I'm just going to do one at a time, therefore I know it goes back the way it came from factory. After you got the 10mm bolt out, all you want to do is just kind of pull upwards on it, you will. Once you disconnect it, there's a tab, pull out, push in, then unplug, and you can just pull it straight on out. I'll give this a good cleaning. This car has 60,000 miles. I don't think the spark plug's ever been replaced. This is, I am the second person to own this vehicle. And what I should say before I start this video is, if your engine's hot, do not do this. Wait till the engine gets cold before you take the spark plugs out, because if the engine is hot and you try removing the spark plugs, you're going to strip out the threadings on the block, and that's one heck of a mess, having to go down into there and retap the threadings into it. So this one here has been sitting overnight, so the engine's cold. Now I got my 1/2" ratchet on it, and what you want to do to break it loose is kind of give it a good snug pull onto it, make sure it will come loose. You don't want to give too much force into it, and you don't want to break the spark plug inside the engine. Then you'll just have another big mess. So mine broke off just by one little pull, just by one hand. And I'm just going to go like that the rest of the way to get it completely out. And you want to make sure no dirt or anything else falls inside of where the spark plug's hole is. So you want to make sure your area is cleaned as best you can. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to take my magnet tool. Since this is just a regular socket, I'm just going to take my magnet tool and fish it out. Probably don't have it loose all the way. And I caught me one. There's a spark plug. I'll leave it down. I'll show you a comparison from a new one versus this one. Now, this is the spark plug that I bought. They are the higher end spark plugs that you can get. Supposedly, if I read right, they're supposed to last up to 100,000 miles. Don't know how well or true that is, but we'll find out. Apparently these are already pre-gapped, so all I have to do is reinstall. If you get the cheaper spark plugs, you need a tool to pre-gap this. So here's a little comparison. The old one's on top, of course, and the new one's on the bottom. So yeah, you can kind of see that it's worn out a bit. So now, what you want to do, walk over here. What I've always liked to do, I'll drop it in there, make sure you got it in there the right way. I've seen people put it in there upside down. So make sure the threaded part goes downwards. I like to just drop it down the hole. Take my socket, don't add the ratchet to it, and start it by hand. You probably won't be able to see it, but I'll get it in here and just turn by hand. Now I like to do this until it gets all the way snug. Therefore I know I did not cross thread the spark plug or the block. So just keep turning till it get snug, and it's almost there, right there. It's snug. So now you should put lubricant on the spark plug threads, therefore they don't seize to it. I've never done that, and I've never really had any problems with it, so I'm just going to do it that way like I've always done. Now just give it a couple turn. You don't want to yank it on there too tight, you just want to get kind of snug on there where it won't come loose. So that one's done. Then you can go ahead and move on to the next one. I'll go ahead and plug this back in. All you gotta do is just push it in. Make sure it's all the way pushed in, or you might have a misfire code. Don't forget to plug this in also, you will have a misfire code. I'm gonna put this bolt in here, therefore I know which one I've already done. Now I'm not gonna film me doing all of them, but you get the idea on how to replace the spark plug. Yeah, she's a little nasty. Alright, same thing. This one requires kind of two hands. This is on there a little tight. So you want to make sure you get it in all the way, so therefore you don't break the housing of the spark plug. This one's on here a bit tighter, so you just want to take your time on it. So just turn slowly with it. You don't want to take like an impact drill and zip it off. You just want to take your time trying to get the spark plug off. So I'm going to end the video here. You guys probably got the idea on how to change the spark plugs on there. And if you want to change the ignition coil, basically same thing what you just seen. Unplug the connector, 10mm, and you can switch out your ignition coil. So that's how you change the spark plug on a 2013 Kia Soul. Thanks for watching.